Right, fellas, top of the table clash come up this week. I want to see a massive effort. If we can win this game and get a really good gap at the top of the league going into these Conference League qualifiers. So massive week ahead, boys. Come on. Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 23 of Husavik Heroes here on Shaun Does FM. I hope you are doing well, and today, as said in the intro, we do have a top of the table clash away at Víkingur Reykjavík. If we win this game, we get a little bit of a gap on these guys heading into our Conference League qualifiers, and that will be drawn after this game today as well. So if you're looking forward to this episode, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and are enjoying the series, also remember to hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated, but we've only played the one league game since the end of yesterday's episode, where we did take on Hafnaf Shador. If you missed that one, I'll leave a link to it above my head in the top right corner, but we'll start by showing you guys the highlights of the game we have played since then. And that game was away at Víkingur, a team who we do have some history with from cup competitions, so we got off to a decent start here just before half-time. A header there from Mikel, and that put us 1-0 up. And then he got an assist here about 7 minutes after half-time, plays that back to Dordovic outside the box, rockets that into the bottom right corner, so goals either side of half-time, and we pick up a 2-0 win. You look at the stats there on screen, pretty comfortable, probably what we should have won that game by, and we bounce back from that result in yesterday's episode, which was just a touch disappointing with a win to hold top spot in the league. And what that means going into today's game against Víkingur, this top of the table clash, as we are a point above Víkingur going into this one with a little gap back to the likes of Breidablik, Valur and Keflavik. So this is most certainly a big game early on in the season, especially if we can grab a little bit of a break on these teams as we do head in to those Conference League qualifiers, where our attention might just shift slightly towards those for as long as we are in that competition. But going into this one, not much has changed since yesterday's episode, as you would expect, with only that one game being played in between now and then. Everyone is fit and available, so we'll get straight into it and come back shortly from Víkingur's home ground, the Vikingsvilla, and see if we can hold top spot in the league in this top of the table clash. First highlight of the game here at the 22-minute mark. It is a throw-in for Víkingur in the red and black. We have slightly edged things stats-wise heading into this highlight. It's a good ball forward there for good Jonsson. He puts it in the back of the net, but he did look to be offside, and indeed this goal is going to be ruled out. Did look a little bit too good to be true there from Víkingur. You can see there's a good stride or two offside there, and we do get away with one in the first highlight of the game, still 0-0. And now a few minutes later, the 26-minute mark, it is a free kick to Víkingur. They pump it deep, although not that deep, and we get onto it nice and early. Mamaj here, one-on-one with the keeper. He gets past him and it hits the post. Very good chance there, and we blow it. Still 0-0, but we should really be 1-0 up after that, albeit now we do have a corner, which Ledson is going to put into the mixer. Mikel gets his head to it. Good header, but forces a save out of Jonsson, and it is still somehow 0-0. And not long off the back of that most recent highlight, that good chance in particular to Mamaj, we are on the ball again from a throw-in. Ledson just gets beyond his defender, plays a ball towards the far post. Mamaj tidies things up. We look to get something going here on the edge of the box. Mamaj gets brought down, and it is going to be a penalty. So after missing a pretty good chance just before, Mamaj does earn us a chance from the penalty spot, and the man stepping up to take this one is Mafio. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, and that is a very good bounce back from that offside goal that Víkingur did score. We've been in control of this game for the most part, stats-wise anyway, and now highlight-wise. Good penalty taken there from Mafio, top right corner, and it is Volsungur 1, Víkingur 0. And up to the 41-minute mark now, it's a throw-in to Víkingur as they do look to strike back. Good chance there at the far post, forces a decent save out of Bardu, keeps it at 1-0, and there is another highlight starting off the back of this, or should I say the highlight does continue. Nice ball played through there for Hunts on one-on-one with the keeper, and another really good save there from Bardu, keeping us in this, and those couple of chances there anyway. And Víkingur have had a few good chances there to try and get this back 2-1 all. Swiderski will head that away. We'll see if anything comes from the rest of this. It doesn't, and it looks like we might be going into halftime at 1-0 up, albeit a very late highlight here with only a half minute left to go, and Kurt Shaw gets his head on the end of that ball from Ledson, and we get a set-piece goal. Those near-post corners are still working just a little bit, haven't been completely nerfed in that most recent match update. Good header there from Shaw into the far side of goal, and right on the stroke of halftime, we do go 2-0 up, and that is pretty justified. If you look at the XG, obviously that penalty did help us out there, but there was that great chance before that to Mamaj, so it does feel like we should probably be 2-0 up, albeit Vikingur did have a few good chances not too long before we did grab that second goal. But very happy with how this is going in this top of the table clash. You can also see I've picked up quite a few yellow cards there going into half time, but if we can keep doing this in the second half, we should be holding on to top spot in the league. 2-0 up as we start the second half. And up to the hour mark, we are going to make some substitutions here. You can see Boscoloscio has gone down to a red heart. So the most obvious thing to do here is bring Husavik on for him. We'll move Swiderski into the box-to-box midfield role. He's a little bit more comfortable there than Husavik is. And also Mamaj, probably thanks to that miss he had. He did, of course, win us that penalty as well. So he's been right in the thick of the action, but he is on a 6.5 rating. So Dordovic can come on for him, still working his way back from injury, just giving him some soft minutes off the bench until he gets back to full fitness. He can come on to 2 subs used, still 2-0 up with a half hour to go. And now up to the 70-minute mark, time for us to make our last substitution. Swiderski is on a 6.9 rating in a red heart. A few players who are also on red hearts, but they are performing quite well. So we're going to use this to make our last substitution. Stefan Spasic back in the mix. He can come on for Swiderski, but still 2-0 up with 20 minutes left to play. 80 minutes gone here. We do have our first proper highlight of the second half here. We've just told the boys to start time wasting a little bit. As you can see, those tactical changes haven't taken place yet, looking to hold on to this 2-goal advantage for the last 10 minutes, but we might have a highlight off the back of making that slight tactical switch. Mishimeshi, nice ball in there for Dordovic. He is onside, and that will surely see us stay top of the table now. Dordovic off the bench gets a goal, so he is certainly going to be putting his name right in the hat to come back into that first 11 straight away once he does fully get his fitness back. Seems to be just a little bit better than Mamaj. Good ball there from Husavik off the bench for the other bench player. Dordovic slots that away quite nicely in the bottom right corner, and we do make it 3-0 with less than 10 minutes to play, albeit straight off the back of that goal. We are shown the restart, and Vikingur are in possession, probably looking to get a consolation goal now at this stage, you would think, and they knock the ball about inside their own half to start this highlight off. But we have looked quite good in this game, and it all bodes well as we do head into Conference League qualifiers in tomorrow's episode, and we will find out who we are going to be playing in that double-legged tie off the back of this game, which we should be winning as we enter the last 8 minutes. Makatungu makes his way down the right-hand side quite nicely, puts a ball into the mixer. That's a wonderful save there from Badu, and then Mafio brings the guy down, no penalty, so that is a little bit fortunate. Another really good save there from Badu to keep it at 3-0. And only 1 minute later, it is a free kick for Vikingur, and this time it's a push in the back. I think that time it was Mafio, so got away with a potential penalty not too long ago. This time he absolutely makes sure of it. So that's a little bit of a disappointing way to end this game with 5 minutes left. They could still work their way back into this as Good Jonsson pretty much does what Mafio did earlier, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way, albeit going for the opposite corner. Very good penalty. It is 3-1 with 5 minutes to go, but hopefully with that time wasting turned on, we should be okay in this game. A lot of players down to red hearts. The schedule in the top division has been a lot more regular than it was in the lower divisions, having to back up and play games midweek quite a bit more often than we were in the lower divisions. So that's something to keep an eye out on. That might affect us when we do have those European qualifiers. But that late penalty aside, a very good performance from the boys there away from home as well. So that is a really big 3 points, and we grab a slight gap at the top of the league table as we head into the Conference League qualifiers off the back of a 3-1 win away at Víkingur Reykjavík. And we'll show you guys exactly what the league table looks like in a second, but we are going to work our way through the first qualifying round for the Conference League. We'll keep an eye out on all the ties involving Icelandic teams as well as we make our way down. We're also going to keep a massive eye out for us as Vikingur get drawn. They are going to be taking on the Dues from Liechtenstein, I believe that is. So that is one of our fellow Icelandic teams who have been drawn in this first qualifying round. We keep making our way down, waiting for us to pop up. We do have a home first leg tie, and we will see who this is against, as I can't say I'm too familiar with some of the teams in this stage of the Conference League, but we are going to be taking on Bohemian of Ireland. So that is going to be the tie coming up in tomorrow's episode, just making our way down a little bit more to see if there's any more Icelandic teams. Indeed, Hafnarfjordur also in at this stage. They take on Panevėžys from Lithuania. So they are the Icelandic teams in at this stage of the competition, but we will be taking on Bohemian in tomorrow's episode. And we've also got the second qualifying round draw as well. Hopefully, we make it this far. A few teams who are entering automatically at this stage will keep making our way down. I think we'll just focus on us for this one because we're not too sure how the other Icelandic teams are going to get on, if they are going to make it this far. But we'll see. You can see Víkingur Reykjavík have popped up in that most recent draw. We'll keep making our way down, though, and see when we pop up. Malmo have popped up. That would have been an interesting time. Motherwell, so a few more recognisable teams entering the competition at this stage, but we are still waiting for Volsungur to be drawn for the second qualifying round. Hopefully, we can make it that far. The board do expect us to get through that first qualifying round, so we do, if we're going to meet the board's objectives, albeit we've probably got a few brownie points from what we've already done in the competition at this stage, although we have just avoided Copenhagen there. That would have been a quite tough tie, so good to see that, but we do have brownie points. If we don't get to this stage, I think we would be okay, but hopefully we can still get to the second qualifying round as we continue to wait for the Volsungur draw. You can see Hafnarfjordur there have been drawn potentially against the team from Austria. Trabzonspor have popped up, a team who I'm a little bit familiar with from a save in FM20 in Turkey. That would have been a bit of a tough opponent. We are right down towards the bottom of the second qualifying round draw as we continue to wait for us. Hajduk Split is a team I'm somewhat familiar with. Same with Basaksa here, so we've avoided those two. We'll just continue to wait to see when Volsungur will pop up. Finally, we are still 24 teams left in this draw. Hopefully we can avoid the likes of Club Brugge and Galatasaray, those Group 1 teams. Hopefully we can avoid, but we'll see what happens. No doubt we're going to get one of them, and it is actually a team we already have some experience from in FM22 and Omanoia. That is a team that we took on in the group stages when doing the taking over Tottenham save. Obviously, they're going to be a much more difficult task in this save than they were in the Tottenham save, or at least it should be that way. But that is who we could be taking on should we make our way through to the second qualifying round. So that's the first two draws for the Conference League done. And tomorrow we will be coming back for this game against Bohemian. Both legs, the first tie is at our home ground, albeit I say it's at our home ground actually. It's not at the Husavik Heroes because that must be too small for European competitions. Instead, we are going to the Laugardalsvöllur, I believe is how you say that, a much bigger stadium. It's actually got a proper picture in the game. It's in Reykjavik, so it's certainly not in Husavik. 15,000 capacity. It'll be interesting to see how many fans do turn up for that one at our European home. So we might need to have a new stadium built in Husavik sooner rather than later to make the most of this home advantage in these European competitions. But usually it looks like it's just the Icelandic National Stadium in games. So that is where we are going to be playing our European home ties for the Conference League this season. And until we do get a stadium upgrade, it is fair to say, I think. But tomorrow we're going to be taking on Bohemian. If we have a quick look at them, they are currently top of the top division in Ireland. So that is going to be a top versus top clash. It'll be interesting to see how we do stack up against the Irish League leaders. But that will do it for today's episode. In fact, before we do that, we will go have a quick look at the league table just to update you guys on how that looks off the back of that win in the game in today's episode. Good win, and we do now have that 4-point gap at the top of the table. Very good goal difference as well. So everything looking quite good for us so far. And we have played the two teams who are below us as well, as we've made our way nearly a third of the way through the season. So looking quite good for us early on in our first season in the top division here. But if you did enjoy today's episode, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you are enjoying the series and haven't done so already, also remember to hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated. As I said, tomorrow we'll be coming back for that two-legged tie against Bohemian. Hopefully we can meet the board's objectives and make our way through to that second qualifying round for the Conference League group stages. And until then, thank you very much for watching. Keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.